I first want to thank Yvonne Chang for playing for us as we entered the building today. So Yvonne is a former student. I'll tell you more about her later. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. Students, teachers, family, distinguished guests, and friends. We welcome you to the Spring 2017 graduation ceremony of the Language and Culture Center. The LCC is housed in the Department of English in the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. We are so pleased to have with us today the chair of the Department of English, and he will come and welcome you. This is Dr. James Castelli on behalf of the college and the department. Dr. Castelli.
Thank you, Joy. It is my honor and my genuine pleasure to welcome you all to this year's Spring 2017 graduation ceremony of the University of Houston's Department of English's Language and Culture Center. I welcome students, family members, LCC staff and teachers, UH administrators, faculties, and community members. This is a joyous event, one that celebrates the achievements of a remarkable collection of students and teachers. In a world in which so many often seem determined to not understand peoples and cultures other than their own, you are an important counterweight. Your efforts to understand both the English language and American culture exemplify what is possible when human beings come together in a determined effort to expand human meaning and human possibility. But you are not the only ones who have undergone an education. We thank you for expanding our world and educating us about languages and cultures beyond our own borders. Indeed, you demonstrate what can be achieved by those who are willing to undertake risks and depart from what is known and comfortable. Today we celebrate your achievements and we thank you for allowing us to be part of your life and your intellectual development. It is with great pride in your achievements, the achievements of both students and teachers, that I welcome you all to this year's graduation. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Castelli. We always have with us many important guests who represent various offices and programs of the university. And while time will not allow us to recognize each of you, I am going to recognize one very special person who is with us today. And this is mainly for our teachers, but our former Associate Director, Sandy Woodson, is with us, and I would like her to stand and be recognized. Thank you so much for being with us today. The students, the teachers, and I thank all of you for honoring us with your presence today. We are here to celebrate the achievement of students who have left the comfort and familiarity of home and family and traveled from many countries on our planet to gather here, deep in the heart of Texas, to study and learn together. We say to you, all of our students in all of our levels today, we have loved having you here. What you have done at this university this spring is important and it is extraordinary. We thank you for choosing the University of Houston and the Language and Culture Center. We thank you for studying with us, and we never forget that it is a privilege to know you and to teach you. Our student speaker this afternoon represents the senior class of the Language and Culture Center, Level 6, the brilliant and beautiful graduating students of Level 6. Rafael Araújo dos Santos is from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and of course speaks Portuguese as well as English. He began his studies in the LCC in Level 5. He holds a bachelor's degree in architecture from Universidade Federal Fluminense. Good, he said I did it right. In Brazil. I am delighted to tell you that after he graduates today from level 6, he will have met the English proficiency requirement for admission to the University of Houston, and that he has been accepted into graduate school in his field of architecture. He will begin his graduate studies this fall. He is an excellent example of the kind of student we are privileged to have in our program. I am pleased to present our student graduation speaker this afternoon, Rafael dos Santos.
Thank you very much, Director Pesh. Good afternoon, LCC staff, teachers, family, friends, distinguished guests, and fellow students. I want to thank you for being present at the Spring 2017 graduation ceremony. It's such a pleasure for me to represent Level 6 as a speaker. Today, we complete an important chapter of our lives, being prepared to take the next steps forward. We all worked hard to get here. In the beginning, we each faced difficulties such as cultural barriers and distance from family and friends. In my case, I felt terrible homesickness in my first days here in Houston as I tried to adapt to my new routine. Another aspect that concerned me was the situation in my country that is living the worst recession of the last 35 years and the biggest political instability since the return to democracy 30 years ago. I know that some of you are confronting similar situation in your countries. Having family and friends under those circumstances is really disturbing. Therefore, it was very important for me to find a receptive environment such as the one I found here at LCC, which made my learning process easier and more pleasant. However, it is not only about learning. Here, I found the perfect place to interact with different cultures, which is so important today, when intolerance and prejudice are increasing around the world. Being in daily contact with different beliefs and behaviors is certainly an enriching opportunity. We learned that despite superficial differences, we have similar strives for happiness and success. None of that would be possible without the people who are part of this place. First, I would like to thank the leadership team and support staff who are always concerned to provide the best experience in learning about the American culture and language, planning our classes, extra activities, and much more. I would like to thank our teachers from all levels who spend so much energy helping us daily. Sometimes repeating again and again the same things, always with patience and care. You should know that your efforts were greatly valued and your advices will be taken with us forever. Maybe we are still not perfect English speakers. However, I'm sure that we advanced so much because of you. Some of us, since the last levels, the first levels, and because of you, we are able to evolve even more from here. I'm glad to say that after this time together, we consider you not only our teachers, but also our friends. Additionally, I would like to thank my teachers in level 5 and in level 6. Thank you, Jana, for your energy and amusing games and parties. Thank you, Susan, for your kindness and generosity, and also for sharing your deep insights with us. Caitlin, sometimes I just thought, oh, I really know the meaning of this story. And you showed me that I could refine my understanding even more. Thank you for this important lesson, Caitlin. Corey, thank you for your energy that kept us awake and for your philosophy lessons. Simon, you helped me to keep my attention when writing, which is very important thing for someone who has tendency to get out of focus. And for that, I thank you. My classmates, living and studying together for the past semester was remarkable. I assure you that I will keep all those moments in my heart. You know, I'm not the best example of Brazilian. I don't like carnival, samba, or soccer. Well, I like soccer only during the World Cup. However, I hope that you have learned about my country and my culture as much as I have learned with you. If you think that from now on there will be no more listening tests, reading comprehensions, writing samples, or presentations, you are wrong. From here, we are going to write, read, interact, present our ideas a lot more, in more complex way. But don't worry, because we have a solid foundation. I'm sure that we will be thankful for everything we have learned here. I would like to remind you that we have just taken the first step. Our graduation today should serve as the starting point for a broader future. Set your goals high and don't stop till you get there. Work hard to achieve your goals. According to a student saying, the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Keep working, keep moving. It was not always easy, but all struggles have only made this moment sweeter. I wish you success and enjoy it, because today is your day.
Thank you so much, Raphael. Your classmates, your teachers, and I appreciate your presence in our program. You're welcome.
Can you hear me? I've been teaching for the last 3 hours, so I may be losing my voice. I've already lost my hearing, so I hope you can hear me well enough, can you? Good. I can't hear myself, so maybe after the ceremony you can tell me what I've said, okay? Thank you very much for that music. I don't know if you know this, but in our culture, for some reason, we have a lot of jokes about viola players. I don't know if you have them in China, but maybe we can tell you some later. I used to play the viola, so I feel your pain. I do have a message for you, and I'm going to say something that really needs to be said today. This is a day when we're going to recognize all the hard work that you've been doing. And I was once an English teacher, as Joy told you, and I know from personal experience how hard it is to master the English language. I'm also a lifelong language learner, as Joy said, so I know it takes a lot of work just to get to that point where you sound like a reasonable idiot in a foreign language. And you have come so much farther from that. You are ready to enter an American university. That's an absolutely outstanding thing to get to the point where you can can go and learn enough of a language to learn complicated things, right, in another tongue. In fact, I'm going to tell you that a lot of the professors on our campus have not done what you have done. There are many people who are experts in their fields, but they have not mastered another language. So you should be very impressed with yourselves. To go from Mandarin or Vietnamese or Arabic to English is effectively to change your brain. It's to rewire your brain. It's almost like going to the moon or Mars. In fact, Texas is a lot like Mars. I can say that, I'm not from Texas. So I have a message for you, and it's not very complicated. I want to simply say this. Welcome to the English language. It's a strange thing to say. We never say it. I don't know why. I think maybe it's because people are worried, foreign language learners might break the language or something. Right? It's a silly idea. You obviously have shown through your hard work, the respect and this dedication you have to enter into the worldwide community of English speakers. You've crossed mountains of vocabulary words, jungles of irregular verbs, and most impressively, you fought against the terrible silliness of English spelling. You found your way into this language despite all of the obstacles we've carelessly put in your way. And so I want to salute you. Welcome to the English language. You've earned your right to be here. So please, move on in. Make yourselves at home. We welcome you because there's a lot of room in this language. You see, we never throw anything away. The English language is a little like your crazy uncle or grandfather. Do you know someone like this? Their house is so full of stuff you can barely get in it, right? You're afraid to open a door because everything might fall on you. Someone who refuses to throw anything away. Well, this is what our House of the English Language is like. Long ago, we had very good words for things, and then we got a bunch of new ones, and then we got more and more words, but we never got rid of the old ones. So we've lots of synonyms now. Want and desire, folk and people, buy and purchase. Why, if you get very excited or angry in English, you have a wide set of options. You can yell, shout, cry out, howl, yowl, yelp, scream, screech, shriek, and squeal. If you've gone to university, you can exclaim, remonstrate, and vociferate. English is like a huge tool shed, full of tools for jobs that might not even exist anymore. But now it is your tool shed, and we welcome you to it. Not all tools of our tool shed in English are very easy to use, I'm afraid. Again, this is because we don't keep our tools up to date. Let's give you a simple example. You know the preposition through, like look through the window? It sounds exactly like the verb form threw, right? From to throw, as he threw the ball to the puppy, right? And if I say he threw the ball through the window, they sound exactly the same. But how do we spell the preposition through? T-H-R-O, that makes sense. U-G-H? What's going on there? Well, long ago, it was pronounced through. Just like in German, durch. Sounds very similar, right? Because English is a Germanic language. Night used to be pronounced nicht. You ever heard Old English? It's fascinating. Nu schulden Helden, heavenliches Welt, wer kann es merkt an des Mandelfang. No one here understands that. It's Old English. But as we changed the English language and stopped saying words that way, we kept all those letters there, like your crazy uncle. We didn't throw them away. And when you think about it now, we could honestly probably do well to get rid of half the letters in the word through. We could save a lot of space and a lot of paper if we would just spell our language like honest people. But we don't do that because we're a little crazy. And as a consequence, many native speakers of English are terrible spellers. In fact, I'm sure you spell better than many native speakers of English. Spelling is not a virtue of the English language. This is a simple fact. But English does have one virtue that I'd like to point right now. It is highly adaptable. It thrives on change and exchange between peoples. It was formed out of the languages of Germanic tribes hundreds of years ago. We call Old English Anglo-Saxon. So there you can see it began as a compromise between Saxons and Angles. Then the Vikings came to England, and the language had to adapt, taking on new words and simplifying its structure. In 1066, the Norman French conquered England and brought a vast number of French words into our language. You can't talk about the law courts, culture, or even cooking without speaking French in English. In later periods, the English language took huge numbers of words from ancient languages of Latin and Greek to build up an impressive, fancy vocabulary for academic studies. That's why we have some splendid words like anti-disestablishmentarianism and Laicus contestation and triskaidekaphobia. The British Empire expanded the range of English around the world, where it then took on thousands of words from Native Americans, from India and Pakistan, from Africa, from Hawaii, China, and Japan. So we got some really cool words like raccoon and canoe, bandana and bungalow, tycoon, voodoo, aardvark, dik-dik, and my favorite, hawamali-mali. I don't know if you know this word. He lived in Hawaii. Hawamali-mali means flattery, so I'm doing some hawamali-mali on you now. If you look into the origins of English words and expressions, you might recognize things from your own culture. If you speak Arabic, you'll find that we haven't just taken delicious words like hummus, kebab, and baba ganoush. We also retain many Arabic names of stars and astronomical terms like nadir and azimuth. And there's a whole branch of mathematics we still call algebra. And of course, we owe to Arabic the sweetest of words, sugar. If you speak Mandarin, you'll find we admire Feng Shui so much that we have no other word for it in English. Our soldiers who learn to work well together are said to be gung-ho. The word and the idea of ketchup, that all American sauce, even Donald Trump loves ketchup. This comes to us from China, even though our version of it is nothing like the sauce the English discovered in the Far East. And if you speak Spanish, well, we owe you an enormous debt here in Texas, where so many words and place names jump from your tool shed into ours that we might say we live in a space between those two languages. The place where the original cowboys, the vaqueros, became buckaroos, where a rancho became a ranch, and a plaza became a plaza. And where the great big lizard, El Lagarto, became an alligator. So yes, English is a very large language, growing every year. It is open to the energy and creativity of millions of speakers around the world. We native speakers of English number something like 360 million people. That's the good news. You have a lot of people to talk to now. Surely you can find a new friend among 360 million people. And well over half of the native speakers of the English language worldwide are located here in the United States. So you came to the right place to learn English. Now, I know you might still feel a little uncomfortable in your English tool shed. I know this because even in languages I have studied for many years, I often feel awkward, uncomfortable. When you speak a foreign language, you can't help but feel outnumbered. Do you know that English word? It's a wonderful word. You see, when there are a lot of people over here and a few people here, those few people are, we say, outnumbered, right? And I know how lonely it can feel when you're surrounded by native speakers of a language while you're still struggling with it. You feel outnumbered. They all make it look so easy, talking so fast. Maybe you had a conversation partner from the university, you got lost halfway, you know? Someone talks like Kim Kardashian. I went to a party, like there was this guy, and he was like cute, but he was not cute. I said, "What in the car?" And they're like, "What car?" So I have a Maserati, is that awesome? That's a phase. They don't always talk that way. They grow out of it. Well, graduating class of 2017, I have great news for you if you feel outnumbered. You do not have to feel outnumbered by the native speakers of English, because the truth is, listen carefully, you outnumber us. Non-native speakers of English outnumber native speakers by a wide margin. There might be 360 million of us, but there are something between 470 million to 1 billion of you, the non-native speakers of English. So how do you feel now? It is as much your toolshed as it is ours. So look around the toolshed and be proud. You've every right to be here. You own this language as much as we do. You have, of course, other reasons to be proud. If you speak Mandarin Chinese or Spanish or Portuguese or French or Arabic, you already speak a world language. And now you've added another world language to your skills. You are unstoppable. You can go anywhere now. And if your native language is Mandarin or Spanish, you might like to know that English is still only the third largest world language in terms of its native speakers. But if we take all of you and all of us, the native and the non-native speakers of English together, we're not only the largest linguistic community in the world today, but in the history of the world. Through English, we have more unity of communication around the world than ever before, and you are now a part of this community. So as I said at the beginning, welcome. We are happy to see you, to hear you in English. We hope you will help us to build a better future for this planet we call Earth in English, because it will take all of us together to build a future. We now share this common toolshed of English, and that's a good thing, because there is a lot of work to be done. To have peace in the world, to have economic development in the world, to save our climate and our water and ourselves in the world, we will need to do a lot of work together. We will have to be gung-ho and vociferate for what is truly important. So congratulations, and once again, welcome. Now, I've given you your welcome, and I should close with an apology. We're really sorry about English spelling, but here in America we have a tradition about that. We don't spell that well usually, and we blame it on the British. It's their fault. So you'll have to complain to the Queen of England if you want to get your money back. Because when it comes to spelling, it is still the Queen's English. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Armstrong. I learned a lot today. You honor us with your presence. And now, Level 6 graduates, we really are going to give you a certificate. We congratulate all of our students today. Students in Levels 1 through 5 will receive their class certificates after this ceremony from their core teachers upstairs in the reception area. At this time, the LCC is pleased to award graduation certificates to the students in Level 6. I will call the name of the section and the teacher, and each student will come forward to receive the certificate. Remember, the University of Houston accepts successful completion of Level 6 as proof of English proficiency for admission to all undergraduate programs and to a growing number of graduate programs at the University of Houston. I will call the first core teacher in Level 6, Corey Stewart. From Saudi Arabia, Yara Fahad Al-Habibi. From Venezuela, Jose Miguel Romero. From Turkey, Elif Nur Demir. From Senegal, Babacar Diop. From Lebanon, Odile Hanna. From Taiwan, Chuan Chen Kuo. From Vietnam, Son Nguyen Thai La. From Kuwait, Rokia Mohammed. From Vietnam, Truc Thi Xuan Nguyen. From Venezuela, Andre Ignacio Sanabria. From Burkina Faso, Alice Mireille. From China, Ji Ye. We practiced this. Thank you. Good job, guys. In level 6B, the teacher is Saima Khan. From Saudi Arabia, Lama Hamad Al-Hamad. From Kuwait, Hussein Al-Mari. From Côte d'Ivoire, Malado Kenza Ajoba Diallo. From Venezuela, Ronit Denise Diaz. From the Dominican Republic, Wakun Jorge Ho Khan. From Taiwan, Wei Han Su. From Vietnam, Kim Tien Nguyen. From Vietnam, Tran Thi Thao Vu. From China, Tong Wei. From China, Wang Jing Yuan. In level 6C, the core teacher is Caitlin Sahau. From Saudi Arabia, Yosef Hassan Alayi. Brazil, Rafael Araujo dos Santos. From Venezuela, Daniela Alejandra Benitez Fernandez. From Congo, Kinshasa, Cedric Chikala Ilunga. From Vietnam, An Ngoc Nguyen Nguyen. From China, Lin Xiang Tang. From Venezuela, Doria de Los Angeles. From Vietnam, Tien Thuy Thuy Tran. From China, Hao Zhou Wu. From Taiwan, Zhi Hao Ye. From China, Jia Zhang Zhang. Thank you, Adam, and thank you, Alida, and thank you, Student Council. The LCC awards 3 full scholarships each term. The scholarships cover the full cost of tuition, fees, and medical insurance for 1 term of study in the intensive English program, and will be awarded to continuing students who have demonstrated outstanding academic achievement, leadership, and cross-cultural understanding. At this time, I want to recognize the students who have studied this spring as recipients of LCC scholarships. They received the scholarships at the end of the fall term. When I call your name, would you please stand? From China, Taipeng Su. From Chad, Roland Klahitar. And from Vietnam, Tien Ngoc Do. You can also read about these scholarship recipients in this term's issue of Voices. Many excellent students applied this spring for the summer 2017 scholarships. After careful consideration of all applications and teachers' recommendations, the very difficult choices were made. We will now award the Joyce Valdez Scholarship. The scholarship honors the founder and first director of the Language and Culture Center and Professor Emeritus of English at the University of Houston. Dr. Valdez committed her professional career to cross-cultural understanding and international educational exchange, and will be remembered for leading the LCC through its first decade of outstanding service to international students. I am pleased to announce the winner of the Joyce Valdez Scholarship for summer 2017 in level 5B from Thailand, Nutaya Tepidong. The Joseph Davidson Scholarship honors the legendary director of the LCC, who served as director for 23 years and brilliantly led the LCC through its second and third decades. Dr. Davidson will always be remembered for his inspiring leadership, his very high standards, and his excellence in service to international students. I am pleased to announce the winner of the Joseph Davidson Scholarship for Summer 2017 in Level 4B from Venezuela. This before. I love my job. The Brad Howell Scholarship celebrates the life and honors the memory of our beloved counselor and friend, Brad Howell. Brad was the LCC Program Director of Counseling and Student Services. He loved the field of international education. He loved his work. And as we give this scholarship named for him, his inspiring life is remembered, and his shining legacy continues. He will never be forgotten. I'm pleased to announce the winner of the Brad Howell Scholarship for Summer 2017 in Level 3A from Angola, Felipa Margarida. We congratulate all of our scholarship winners. As we come to the end of our ceremony this afternoon, I wish to acknowledge our outstanding teachers and administrators, teachers, program managers, support staff, and program assistants. Will you please stand?